We're going to learn about how to complete the square. This is something you've seen in algebra, but we're going to get it in a slightly different form, in some ways simpler, in some ways harder, as we look at circles now. We're going to go back with a quick review of factoring and foiling before we get started with that though. First thing is we're going to FOIL w plus 3 squared. And whenever you have an entire quantity squared, squaring just means multiplying by itself. So you really have w plus 3 times w plus 3. And in order to actually solve that, you need to multiply every single term by each other, one step at a time. So let's first take this w and distribute it to the w. So w times w is w squared. Then we have w times 3, so plus 3w. Then we have to take the 3 times everything, so plus 3w. And then 3 times 3 plus 9. And we have our like terms in the middle, so 3w plus 3w we're adding now, so that's going to be 6w. But we get w squared plus 6w plus 9. We're going to go backwards now. Factoring is just going backwards of foiling. So we have y squared minus 8y plus 16. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 16 and add to negative 8. In the same way here, we needed two numbers that multiplied to 9 and added to 6, and those two numbers were going to be 3 and 3. So now we get down to this problem here. Two numbers that multiply to 16 add to negative 8. Numbers that multiply to 16 would be 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and then 4 and 4. Now, when you add these, you get 17, 10, and 8. However, we have a negative 8, so these would both have to be negative. So negative 4 equals a negative 8. So to factor this, we do y minus 4 times y minus 4. And in fact, we can just do this as y minus 4 squared. Moving on here, it says what number would we need to complete this equation? X minus something squared equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. You're saying what number multiplied by itself is going to equal 25, and if you double it would equal negative 10. Well, we know that 5 times 5 is 25, and 5 plus 5 is 10, but negative 5 plus negative 5 would be negative 10. Fortunately, making the negatives there doesn't change the 25 part. Negative 5 times negative 5, just like positive 5 times positive 5, is going to equal a positive 25. So the answer that we're looking for here is 5. Now, as far as looking ahead to shortcuts that are going to help us for this, whenever we know we have this situation where it's a perfect square, we can take our middle term and just divide it by 2. So negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. And that would be our answer right here.